Alright, gentlemen, this is an interesting turn. You're gonna love this one. I know I do. Like, right now, I am very happy with how this is going. And I'm just happy with the action that we get to see here. We'll go ahead and start off with the Americans, and then we'll hit the Poles this time, just so the Poles can be kind of more climactic. Even though the Americans are pretty interesting too. So we'll go ahead and start off by following... We'll follow this Greyhound. They're interesting. So this Greyhound finishes up its fire mission on that house, which we now suspect is cleared, and it begins to fire right on there, just to keep whoever might be hiding there down. Meanwhile, the infantry begin to advance forward. Our Jeep over here takes some fire from an unknown position in these houses, but luckily we spot him rather quickly right about now, and everyone spots him all at once. So this assaulting team starts to fire on him. He manages to clip, I believe, one guy right there, but then the canister comes in. And I want you guys to watch this and pay close attention. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rounds of canister. Let's just go ahead and hop back and watch that again. This man gets caught in a canister sandwich. So yeah, he got a bit fucked up. So we'll go ahead and watch this infantry assault. Not too much crazy happens over here. Though they are taking some sniper fire from somewhere down there. Probably one of those houses. Looks like right about there-ish.
Roger, check fire, end of it.
And so these 4 men in the assault squad move up to there, while these guys provide a base of fire. Though the Greyhound is honestly providing a bit more of that. So who shot it? There's fire coming from down there. So we'll move our Greyhound up there. Our Greyhounds are proving to be extremely useful. And I'll have these guys go ahead and rush in there. We'll bump the fire support team here. Because they're getting suppressed by... Or they're canceling their hunt command based on the fire from the M8s. Which is a little bit funny. But at the same time, it's a little bit, annoying. So that's about the most interesting thing that happens on the US side. Oh, and the troops get over. They cross over here. Take a good quick look at that assault. So these troops in the 90th Infantry moving up hard. Set up right here.
Roger, check fire, end of it.
The men get in position, take cover, and the assault team goes forward.
Enemy machine gun!
Machine gun gets spotted, and the BARs immediately lay into it. But he manages to nick one of the rifles. The anti-tank rifleman. But the canister immediately neutralizes the machine gun. And our sniper is providing some very accurate covering fire. So now they're just going to watch for a little while. We'll have to go and grab that boy when we get back. But this does give us a good position across the road. Meanwhile, these troops were able to rush forward and occupy this house. Around roughly the same time as that whole dramatic shit show went down. So they should be able to pop around the corner, and their little assault team get across real fast.
Adjust fire, out.
So they're going to get set up over here, and they may be able to provide the base of fire for this infantry team to hop forward to here, and storm that house, at which point we'll smash around the corner and try and take the school by force, which should effectively cut off the Dive River, though I believe we basically cut off the Dive River escape route to the east there. I mean, there's virtually no way through it except behind the school. And we've got a truck back there, just in case someone wants to try. We can rush our Greyhound around to the side and hold him back. But for now, I think we've more or less got them there. And now on to the poles and the exciting firefight happening down here. So the poles push up. It's worth noting the near miss that happened here. These guys actually spot them as they're coming in and open fire. And our troops begin to bound forward. As these men move forward, we spot what looks like a Panzerschreck ambush team moving up this way, and this brings in one of the greatest moments of danger in this turn. Right here. He stops, he pauses, he aims, no one sees him, he fires, and he misses. Mere inches away from disaster. But we've spotted him, and our men have opened fire. They're attracting the fire of this MG42, but the Poles over here open fire. And for a moment it looks like we're going to lose the firefight, because the MG42 has fire superiority. But then I guess Stalinski over here comes around the corner and starts pounding them. So it looks like we're doing pretty well. Oh, and we lost one guy on the assaulting move there. Right about here-ish. Looks like it was the... If anyone's gonna get shot, it's gonna be the lieutenant. Or, I mean, the sergeant or the lieutenant. Whoever's in charge is probably going to get shot first. I don't really know why, but it just seems to happen that way. Anyway, I just like looking at this. It's just so cool. M50 cal starts to tear into them. You can see the MG42 man turns to, I believe, run away. I think there's a door over here that they could run out to. So I'll need to see about locking this area down. But if they run out this way, it'll be a matter of merely hunting them down, because we want to get down the road. But I'm hoping they run into the street, because if they run into the street, we can cut them down. Now it's a matter of getting these guys into the house quickly to completely and totally solidify our base of fire. And I believe that's our reinforcements. Alright. So, and we've gotten pioneers in our rifle platoon. And the Poles have gotten their second rifle platoon. We may send a sweep down the right flank over here and try and push up through this little orchard that way. Good thing about these mortars in the back is it's kind of keeping them pinned on the roadway. They can only really retreat to the left because that's the only area that's covered. So that's making it pretty, I don't want to say easy for us, but pretty good for us. I'm actually not going to give these guys a target. And you guys can have your targets cleared. This guy's gonna stay on target. I'm going to assault move these guys up to there. And we're gonna see if we can't find a way to sort of sneak a shot around the corner. We might wind up just waiting for our entire platoon to show up. And we'll go ahead and get the mortar up to there. As well as getting the lieutenant over here. And then we'll need to get the Poles to move up. So we'll go ahead and take care of that before anything gets to be too tedious. Probably wind up going through here and going through this little hole in the wall. And trying to assault them along here. And then they'll sweep in left. Though they don't have much in the way of support for that, so I don't really know. We'll just see about, are they moving in a straight line? They are, alright. So they'll move up over to here. And, we'll get them set up in a nice little combat spread. Mortar in the back. And this isn't really too time critical. So just so long as they, just as long as they get into this little spread that we've got going here. And these guys might even wind up going around the edge. But I don't want them to, so we'll go ahead and order them to there. And that'll be a spread, and they'll advance squads forward, probably second squad on point, up to there. A rifle platoon. Not really sure what to do with them. Because if they were armored, I would shove them in half tracks and rush them down to the dive bridge ASAP. But they don't necessarily have the power to do that. Let's go ahead and solve the Polish dilemma down here. No, accidental Nazism. Yeah, it looks like they're caught in between reloading and the MG42 firing. And he's reloading his rifle entirely. But these... what are those? I recognize the markings from something. I think these are Luftwaffe troops. I don't think these are Wehrmacht. But they might be. Luftwaffe would make more sense. They are falling back rather quickly. If these are, like, maybe air crews torn from their aircraft by force, most likely. It'd take force to tear me from my aircraft. And we'll have them do a target arc. There-ish. Go ahead and make sure we're not just presenting an open area to that. And that should keep them on their toes. These guys will bust their way in there. With these guys moving up to here, I do actually want them to move up to here and start... oh, okay. Move up to here and start shooting right there. See if we can't hit whoever's hiding there. And if we happen to run into someone along the way, kill them too. And also, okay, so that's the Poles. Yep, that's the Poles. With that machine gun out of the way, we can grab this crew and rush them down over to here. As part of aggressive reconnaissance. Our truck over here, Jeep, is almost in position to look at this area. I think I might put them over here. This will give us a good view of the bridge too. My whole idea is to cut this reinforcement over here so that we're only dealing with whoever's over here now. Because it doesn't look to be too powerful, and I'd like to not have to deal with it later. So we'll go ahead and move Lieutenant Beckman up. These guys will move up to here. Aim that way. These guys will move up here. I want them to hunt forward to around about there-ish. Honestly, I wish I could make these commands dependent on other squads. Like, if these guys stop, I want your squad to stop. Almost like a hunt order, but kind of like if their hunt order runs into something, I want these guys to stop running forward. That way I can make people dependent on scouts, but not have to give them hunt orders as well, without having them be a minute behind in case we run into contact. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys do. Y'all are smart people. You'll figure it out. So there's a window there. I guess we'll just give them a hunt order as well. It's right about there-ish. These guys will hunt all the way down there. We'll sort of check who is present. So it's probably, if there's anyone, they're inside that house. Could also be hanging out in the corridor, setting up an ambush along this way. many different kinds of things that could be done. We'll go ahead and rush this entire squad in there since we know that house is clear. These guys will go ahead and keep doing what they're doing. They're just doing. And they're doing all right. And we'll move these guys up like that. And we'll use them to assault that house. Once these guys have cleared out this house, and they'll use it as a base of fire, or I'll have them actually... where's my light target? I want them to just kind of give it a smattering of fire. Just enough to convince them to keep the heads, which are already downer. And maybe have these guys target them lightly as well. Unless something more pressing comes up. I don't believe it will, though. Anything else? That's right. So these guys have satchel charges. So the next question is, what am I going to need a satchel charge for? Pioneers can bring some pretty interesting solutions to problems. Mostly by gratuitous use of explosives. Which is my favorite use of explosives, by the way. Gratuitously. We could probably clear our way through those houses like that and pop around the flank. It all depends really on where we want to use them, but I don't really have a use for them yet, is the main problem. So we'll probably bring them up along the rear and use them as base of fire riflemen. Do you guys yet? No, you don't. Okay, cool. So you guys just get to be a glorious reserve. And they can just jog along. Let's jog along with Lieutenant Fowler. And you guys just try and keep up with the continuing advance. Because your pistols are needed. Alright, the United States comes with less mortars in the poles, but with more semi-automatic weapons. And super nice looking knives. Like, I'm still a little bit astounded with Easy for making these. Like, I know I should probably stop saying it because I'm just kind of repeatedly saying his name and giving more credit for the mod, but at the same time, I'm just loving it. Like, it makes me want to play the US faction more. I used to not want to play them because they didn't have the cool uniforms. Which is the stupidest reason to not play a faction, but at the same time, I like graphics. So we'll go ahead and rush these guys up to here. And they will swing around the left flank. So if this left flanking maneuver over here gets pinned, they'll push even lefterish. They will be an even left flank. Gotta admit though, American squads are pretty nice, and that there's only 4 units, pretty simple to move. Alright, you can be a hunter, move. And I want you to just throw a smattering of gunfire at them. Actually, no, just blow the crap out of the top of the thing. I'm sure you'll hit/scare the piss out of someone who needed to. And there's no door over here, so I don't want those guys wandering around and getting shot. Truth be told, they'll probably wander around and... Actually, no, yeah, that's these guys' jobs right here. I'm going to move these guys back just a bit more, just to be extra super ultra conservative with them. Because, if they're not getting shot at, then they didn't get shot, and that's nice. But if they do get shot at, then hey, what do you know? They're not dead. And being not dead is probably one of their favorite things to be. Because I like being not dead, and I assume they do too. Those mortars will probably hit that position pretty soon. At least I hope they will. Hard. I don't really think there's much they can do to move out of the way. And those poles are doing pretty well. Remember we had tanks incoming? 15 minutes? 5-10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So we've got about 10 minutes and the Cromwells will show up. I suspect something about the same for the... what are they called? Germans. And I suspect Cromwells are more due to the Poles' lack of organic infantry support. Polish... Oh, okay, here's the Polish. The Polish 10th Dragoons Regiment and the 10th Mounted Rifle Regiment. Rifle Company. Okay, so we're gonna get a company-ish of troops. That's nice. I like companies. You know, if I back away, the lower graphics setting actually makes it easier to spot holes in the bushes. Like if I look at this, there's a hole very clearly right there. It can be kind of hard to spot. See, there's a hole right there. I need to look at maps like this more often. Probably learned something. Like how to not be a dunce. Now, I imagine those pioneers will be ridiculously useful once we get across the dive bridge. A has like, you know, 12 or 1700 extra rifles. But B also, actually, you know what, if we could sneak through the school right here. I'm thinking we'll try and push a left flank, push across the bridge, come across the school, and do kind of an S-turn into the dive river. Sort of a flank over this way, pop in. Maybe if we secured this entire idea. I don't know. It'll really, we're gonna play it like electricity and just take the path of least resistance. So until next turn, I've been your Commander Tomato. Good day.